Last year, I experimented using Diigo, which enabled me to do online annotation marking of blogs, and that was the sort of first time outing for me. And it was a little strange, rather than marking an essay that a student would print and give to me. I wasn't sure whether that was useful as an online exercise or not for your students. What was your view?
I thought, because if you give an essay in, you have to go and collect it, or it's sent to you, and that takes time. And I think that's something we don't really have to some extent to our advantage, is because everything's coming and going so quickly, especially in sixth form. You have to constantly be updating your work and developing yourself. So if you were to, I sent you an essay, I think, and within maybe a few hours I had the annotation on the side and highlighting where the problem is, and I could just instantly sort it out, send it back, and we're just sitting in the same, we could be miles and miles away, and it's instant, whereas I don't have to come and pick it up. Something like that is, I think, it's really, really useful, and I think it should be used more, because it's just instant, and you don't have to, yes, you could say that it's more useful for the teacher to say face to face, because then it sinks in, but once again, that's time, whereas if you trust the teacher and their view, I think it really works.
And do you think, finally, then, that this is a way that makes you better at independent learning and thinking, and if so, how?
I think we're no longer being spoon-fed as much as we were. I think the sixth form was a bridge to independence, to being more independent, and that is more helpful. But by being alone and seeing these things, and you start to think for yourself, you think, oh yeah, that's right, and then you realise yourself, whereas someone is just feeding you the knowledge, which is fine, but you want to branch out and then realise yourself, because it's always worrying when someone's feeding you information and you have no idea what's going on, and you just write it as a fact because you need to. You want to know why we're putting this information into the text, which I think is really important. Because if you don't have the independence, then later in life it's going to hit you hard.